Cheers. Good morning. Wow, the sun just came out, but we're gonna do a chat. I have a morning coffee with me, and I am in this beautiful courtyard in São Paulo, Brazil, at the Policio Tangara for the Wicked Press Tour, and this is stop number 1. Cheers to that. This is the first time I've ever been to South America, and I am so grateful. And this means I've been to 5 out of 7 continents around the world, and I just have Antarctica and Africa left and plan to knock those out. But on that topic, first off, there was a party going until 4 a.m. last night, and it was like oons, like crazy here. And it is also F1 week in São Paulo. They are having parties every night at this hotel through the weekend into the F1 races. One of my good friends, Daniel Fontanetti, asked me this question. He's a Brazilian, and I was like, is there anything you would want me to talk on? And he said, how has travel changed your perspective on life? Travel is something that I think should never be taken for granted, and that's something that I never take for granted. I know my younger self would be so over the moon to see where we're at today, and I just feel so incredibly blessed that I get to experience these beautiful places in the world and get to do it through my work, through using a camera, through storytelling, through editing. And somehow we found ourselves here, right? Through consistent and daily work. And the biggest thing I take away from travel, though, is experiencing every culture. Like, this culture so far has been so different than any other culture I've been to. The welcomeness, the energy that they have for life, just like a passion that is so beautiful. This is the start of my 3rd press tour that I've ever been on that is international. And I've done so many different premieres. I was adding it up the other day, and I've done 60 plus red carpet premieres, and that has just gone in a blink of an eye. And it's crazy how when you keep your head down and you just keep going, you kind of like don't realize how far you've come from like a past version of yourself that wished that they could have been here. Even now, being here where I am, it still is so surreal to me because like just look at this background behind me. Unreal. So beautiful. And sitting in this courtyard by myself, like what? It doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest. And I think that's the gratitude aspect of it, to where everyone in the world is living their own individual life that is so unique and so special to them that we can all bring our own experiences together to share that. And I think that isn't talked about enough, because what do you mean I can get on a plane, fly from LA we did LA to Houston to Sao Paulo, and it was a 3.5 hour flight to Houston and then a 10-hour flight to Brazil. And what do you mean I can spend a day of travel and then be in this crazy different place in the world with such a different culture and pace of life versus what I'm used to in the US, and even LA versus Missouri where I grew up, completely different. One of the most beautiful things about life is bringing together all the experiences that you have and shaping your own perspective on life, and then bringing that to these places and leaving a little bit of yourself here while taking home a little new part. I think my heart always changes while I travel, and this year I've traveled the most I've ever traveled in my life. I will throw it up here on screen. I haven't finished traveling this year yet, but I just hit 93,000 miles flown in 51 flights. Last year, I remember sitting down, I had like 39 flights and 96,000 miles I had 99,000 miles or something like that. And if I would have just gotten on one more flight, I would have hit 100,000 miles. But I told myself, it's going to happen in time when it's meant to be. And I didn't think it would happen this year. And I think I'm on set to hit like 110, 120,000 miles flown with what I have left to do this year. There's such a beauty to seeing the world and getting to do this. But then there's also the side of you get really exhausted. And it can also be a lonely journey. And this is just observations that I've had as I've gone. I've been on the road probably in the past 5 months. Out of those 150-ish days, I've only been home like 20 to 25 days. And other than that, I've been living out of a suitcase, getting to see the world, using my camera to create my career. There's really no words, and I think I'm still trying to process and comprehend that. That's where gratitude comes in, because I was just having this conversation with another friend to where like it's so easy no matter what you do in life. Once you get somewhere that you once dreamed of, it can become a sense of boredom or a sense of redundancy that might make you feel complacent, one, but also might have you forget where you started, right? The important thing in life is to remember that this is everything you once dreamed of. And not just meaning me sitting here in Brazil, but like whether it's your hobby that you have, like you wanted to run a certain amount of length or even play like a certain point into a video game. Once you develop that skill and do it or get to a certain benchmark, your mind automatically is like, okay, what's next? And I think that it's so easy to get caught up in that mindset to where like you're always spinning your wheels and you're not actually being present. What travel has really taught me is to be so incredibly present, because when you're not present, so many things will just slip away and go by so quickly, and you'll look back and be like, dang, where was I? Not physically, but mentally, right? Like in your head, like where was I? And the biggest takeaway I have recently from travel in my life is just to be fully in gratitude of where you are at, and you're exactly where you're meant to be, right? That saying, perspective is so powerful in life, and you could be having a bad day, but then you remind yourself, hey, I'm actually doing okay. Like I woke up today, because that's not always promised. Live today as if it were your last day. I know that saying. However, there is some truth to that, because like, think about it. What if we don't wake up tomorrow? Would you be happy with yourself? Would that be something that you're content with? And it's okay if it's a no right now. But like the reason I bring this up is because I think it's so important to take that step in the direction to make yourself happy. And that is one thing, that perspective that I've gained from all of this travel that I've done over the past couple years, that as long as you show up as yourself and you're unapologetically you, the world will be a better place. Whether you believe that or not, just trust that it will. Life goes by so quickly that if you don't do that, it'll just pass you by. Like if you look around a little bit, you know? So yeah, I think I am gonna probably end the chat around there. I just always feel this sense of life is so much bigger than myself, and the world has so much to offer all of us, that it is so possible to be fully yourself, living the life that you want to live. Design that life for yourself and just continue to step forward and take it a day at a time, and just do those daily steps, and you will overall day by day get closer and closer to that goal, and before you know it, you'll be living your dream. Never in my life did I think I would be here, and that's such a surreal feeling inside, and I'm just so grateful. You could have been doing anything you wanted in your life, and you chose to spend a few minutes together with me today. Thank you. Have a great day. I love you.